So I'm back with video number 3 about the Gerhardt Konig trial, which is taking place in Hawaii. He is accused of second-degree attempted murder for allegedly trying to beat his wife Ariel to death with a rock while they were on a hiking trail on Oahu. Now, yesterday, Ariel took the stand. And to be honest with you, I keep saying his wife. I know she filed for divorce, but I don't know if it's gone through. So she's just Ariel going forward. But Ariel took the stand, and she was brilliant on the stand. But one of the things that the defense is trying to say is that Gerhardt discovered that she was having an affair with a coworker. Like, that's how the defense presents it. She was having an affair with a coworker. Now, in my previous video, I dispel that a lot. After her husband attacked her and allegedly tried to kill her, she told police that she was exchanging flirty text messages with a coworker, and her husband found out, and it caused a lot of issue in their marriage. I talked about the text, and I talked about the photos, and I talked about the emojis, talked about all the stuff that they were texting each other. And I got to tell you, this is like platonic with a capital P. There was no talk of love, no talk of sex, no talk of leaving their spouses. If this was an affair, personally, what I think, she thinks they were flirty texts. What I think is that she found camaraderie with a male coworker, who they both have something in common. And by the way, she's a nuclear engineer. She helps design and build the core, the core that holds the uranium or plutonium, one of the aniums, right? It's the core that holds the dangerous stuff that keeps it from exploding when it's not supposed to fucking explode. That's what she does. She's no fucking dummy. And I'm sure there are very few people who do this. And so to have a coworker or colleague who does this same thing, you kind of glom onto each other because you have mutual things to talk about. I think several work calls, Zoom calls, conferences led to this friendship. Now, the defense attorney, if you watched the last video, the defense attorney tried to paint her as just like this dirty slut. But every text message he was going through, she's like, that's right, because there's no there. There is nothing steamy about those texts. I was bored. And you know me, I love a good sexting. But that's not what it was. It was like nothing burger. But when Gerhardt finds out about this, he accuses her of having an emotional affair. Because again, nothing physical. There was nothing physical. No sex, no nothing physical. They weren't even sending each other like nudie pics. There was nothing even, I don't even think flirty that I can see. But anyway, Gerhardt felt cheated on. I think he was just jealous that his wife was enjoying just everyday mundane conversation, like, hey, good morning, and thinking about you as I'm drinking my cup of coffee. Like, it was very random conversations. I think he's just jealous that she's having them with somebody else. And he is so controlling that this is very difficult for him. So he accuses her of having an emotional affair. According to her, he's sick of this fucking shit. They went to counseling. They had to listen to audiobooks. One of the audiobooks they listened to was how to repair the damage caused by your affair or something like that. So the defense attorney's like, so you admit you had an affair? And she's like, Gerhardt referred to it as an affair. He's like, so it was an affair? And she's like, well, that's what my husband called it. You could tell she was like, she just wanted it to go away. So when he's like, you had an affair, she's like, fine, let's just fix it. What do I do next? Right? Like, she's like, just tell me what to do. Well, her punishment was, and this is part of the counseling, was to rebuild the trust. So every day she had to hand her phone over to her husband with all of her passwords so that he could go through her phone and make sure she wasn't texting anybody she wasn't supposed to text. He wanted her to quit her job, and she refused. And thank God, because we probably need more women in nuclear engineering. Just saying. But he wanted her to quit her job, and she says, no, I'm not going to quit my job. So he's like, I forbid you to be in any meetings or any calls. And she's like, I have to be, because it's my job. Like, I have to be on these meetings. I have to be on these calls. He's like the head of the company. Like, he's higher up in the company. So of course we're going to have to engage with each other. He forbids her to have any conversations with him alone, any Zoom calls with him alone. Somebody else, a third party, always had to be there. And he would take her phone and he would hold her phone. Like, he would keep her phone so that she couldn't text during the night or off hours or weekends. Now, if that doesn't have red fucking flag written all over it, like at that point, I probably would have considered filing for a divorce. But she's trying to make it work. They have young children, I think 3 and 5, and then a stepson, which I mentioned in the very first video. His son from a first marriage is like high school age. It is also that son that he called after the attack and allegedly confessed, and it's his son. His son is supposed to testify in Ariel's favor. The defense attorney also went hog wild over this whole VPN thing. I guess the affair partner, and I'm sorry, I should know his name because I watched like 3 hours worth of videos. I think it's something Warner. Anyway, he sent her a link to a VPN, and the defense attorney does not understand what a VPN is. It's like, oh my God, it's like the Corey Richards trial all over again when she was like, THC gummies. This guy's like, VPN, because he has no idea what it is. He thinks that a VPN is like a private room where two people can go and have like online sex talks. Like, he's so fucking stupid. And so she's like, he sent me a VPN link to this VPN, and he's like, and she's trying to explain what the VPN is for. But that's not what I asked, ma'am. That's not what I asked. Did he send you this VPN? Yes, he did. He sent you a VPN so that you could log into that VPN, right? And have privacy in your searches. She's like, that's not what it's used. I didn't ask that, ma'am. Did he send you this? Like, he kept cutting her off and she couldn't explain it. So on redirect, the prosecution does a brilliant redirect on this, by the way. On the redirect, she explains what a VPN is. And she's like, it allows you to basically go online in sort of incognito, but it allows you to essentially hide your IP. The reason she wanted it is because they live in Hawaii. They're originally from Pittsburgh, and they're Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and they don't get the games. They don't get the games in Hawaii all the time because of whatever television rules or whatever. So a VPN allows her on her computer to basically disguise where she's logging in from, and then she can go to these websites, and she can log into these websites that are, I guess, maybe banned in Hawaii or not prohibited, and she can watch her football games. Like, that's how stupid this is. The VPN is to watch fucking Pittsburgh Steelers games. But of course, the defense attorney wants you to believe that this is so like they can exchange like raunch porn back and forth or something. It was the wildest cross-examination I've ever witnessed. It's proof that they'll let any dumb schmo be a defense attorney. People shouldn't defend themselves. You should always get a defense attorney. But the quality of defense attorneys today leaves me questioning that. Like, it's fucking scary out there. There was also the money angle. So the defense attorney's trying to basically paint her. She's greedy and she wanted his money, and wouldn't it be convenient if she like put him in prison so she could have all of his money? And he talks about this withdrawal she made. She's like, yes, I withdrew money from our joint account and I put it into a personal account so he couldn't like freeze it or do something to it. I needed it to pay the mortgage and I needed it to pay the bills. And and he's like, but you took money. You took his money. And she's like, I took our money out of our account. It was a mutual account. And he wouldn't let her explain it. He wanted the jury to think that she stole all of his money. Well, again, on redirect, he's like, let's walk through it. And she's like, okay. She's like, my mortgage is $8,000 a month. And then I have to pay for this. I pay $4,000 for childcare. I pay for this. I pay for that. So she explains that she took like $121,000 or whatever out of this joint account and put it into her own account that she'd opened up. And that all the credit cards are in both their names. Like, she is a co-signer on every single credit card. So every penny she's spending is their money. And she described all the bills. So she says, I took $121,000 and moved it, and all the bills over 10 months equaled $135,000. So she basically took the money to contribute to the household bills, and she's got the receipts. Like, I don't know why the defense went so hard on the affair angle and the money angle. Like, they want so bad to believe that she's this horrible, deceitful woman who was lying and cheating and stealing. And that led to his emotional distress, because I think that's how they're going to play this up. There's a reason this is second degree and not premeditated, is because they're thinking that like he snapped, and the defense is trying to give the jury reason to believe like here's all the things she's been doing that would cause him to snap. But they fell so flat. I don't know. There were times where I just wanted to laugh at this defense attorney. It was that bad. Stay tuned. I'm going to come back for more.